hope you guys are doing okay. I want to talk about all that has been happening currently in the country and what is happening in the world at large. And I want to address a certain mentality and mindset which I titled or called Stop Shifting the Focus. When you go online and tell people things like, oh, if you don't, men get raped too, or stop generalizing, let me tell you what you're doing. What you're doing is shifting the focus. So here are some examples. For instance, right, you and your friend go to commit a crime, or you do something wrong, right, and you are caught. And when you're caught, they ask you in particular now, they say, Grace, why did you do what you did? And then instead of answering the question, you say, but Esther too did it with me. It was me and Esther that went to do it. Or you say, it's because of Esther. What you just did is shift the focus from yourself to Esther. Nobody asked you about Esther. Nobody asked you what Esther did. The question is, why did you, Grace, do what you did? So the focus is on you. You're supposed to answer in regards to that without trying to involve any other person. Now, what is going on in Nigeria currently with the issue of this rape? There is a focus, right? Something triggered this movement. And what triggered it? It is the story of a girl, a woman, a young lady who was raped, and not only raped, also murdered by a man, right? That is what has triggered people to begin this movement and say, you know what, we want justice, we are not okay with this. The focus is on the woman, it's on the girl child, and how on many often cases we are always abused, raped. Now you coming to change the focus and say, oh, but men get raped too. Well, guess what? This is not about men. This has nothing to do with men getting raped. We are not trying to say that men don't get raped too. Please don't get me wrong. What we are saying is that there is a focus. Something triggered the situation or this motion, and we are trying to focus on that. We're trying to address that. We're trying to deal and handle with what the focus is. So it's not about everybody coming out to say, oh, but me too, I was abused. No, it is not about that. Another example is what is happening in America right now, the Black Lives Matter movement. What is it about? We all watched a sad video, a horrible video of George Floyd getting killed by a white man in America. What Black Lives Matter stand for is a movement specifically focused on black people living in America. Now you can say, oh, but Marilyn, I'm in Nigeria, I don't live in America. Yes, you don't, but I am sure we all have somebody, family, friend, anybody that are Nigerians living in America, and they're black. So it is your duty to reach out. It is your duty to lend your voice because you know people over there. The focus is on black lives being harmed, being affected, being abused, being threatened in America, right? That is not to say if you're a black person living in any other place in the world, you can't come on to share your story. But please always remember that even in sharing your story, the focus is not about you. So please, all of you that are coming to say, oh, men rape or men get raped too, or stop generalizing, nobody is generalizing. We're trying to focus on the victim that was affected. The girl that was raped, she is dead. She's no longer alive. This evil thing happened to her, and the person who did it to her is still alive. Ladies are not safe. Ladies are vulnerable and are subjected to these attacks. So that is the focus. When we talk about racism and what is going on right now, the focus is on Black lives, specifically in America. And that is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to show support. So I recently watched a documentary on Chris Brown's life, and the name of the documentary is called Welcome to My Life. I'm going to leave a link to it. It's on YouTube. If you're interested, you can go watch it. So the story, or a part of the documentary, is also partly about what happened between Chris Brown and Rihanna, and we all know the story about how, what happened with Chris Brown, what happened with Rihanna, how there was domestic violence, he hit her and he had to pay dearly for that. When you watch the video and you get to the part where they're trying to address what happened between him and Rihanna, you get a first-hand story of what actually happened from him, right? So basically, when they were having these issues, having this argument, having this fight, Rihanna and him would fight each other. Rihanna was basically fighting him back. I'm sure you've seen cases where men fight women, where women fight men back. She was literally fighting him back whenever they had their quarrels, arguments. She would scratch him, she would throw things at him, he as well would try to, retaliate and all that. So all those things were happening. But on the ultimate night, or on the night it finally happened, where he lost it and he finally hit her, after realizing what he had done, right, he went back home, called everyone, reported the case, reported what he had done, and he turned himself in the next morning. He didn't wait for Rihanna's family or for Rihanna to go report him first. He didn't do any of that. He took responsibility, went with his people, his friends, and turned himself into the police. He said, this is what I had done, blah blah blah. And during the trial, during the court case and everything, he took full responsibility, right? He did not try to shift the focus and say, oh, but women attack men too, or women beat men too. He did not do that. Please, if you're interested, like I said, I'll put the link to the video. You go watch it and you go be the judge. Secondly, I'm going to be sharing another example. Bej came on to talk on Instagram about something a particular guy he knew said. So if you don't know Bej is a photographer. He takes wedding pictures. So he has a YouTube channel. If you're interested, I'll also leave the link to his YouTube channel. You can go check him out if you're interested in that. But based on what he said, he talked about how someone he knew, another fellow photographer, came online to say things like, oh well, he's not supporting rape, but women can do better, women should dress better. If women dressed better, if women didn't go over to sleep over at men's houses, if they didn't go over, if they didn't go to a man's house alone, stuff like that, then there will not be issue of rape. Wow, really? And I like what he said. That is Bej now. Bej took it upon himself to talk to him. He called him out, told him, hey, you need to change your mindset. You need to change your mentality. You are shifting the focus. The focus is not on how she was dressed. The focus is not on whether she comes to your house or does not come to your house alone. The focus is on the act of rape. It is wrong. You need to understand that no matter how a woman looks, no matter how she dresses, whether she comes to your house alone or does not come to your house alone or sleeps over, you are not supposed to rape her or touch her. It is utterly wrong. That is what we are trying to say. It's not about what she did or did not do that led to rape. There were also arguments about how, mothers too are the ones raising these boys. Are you serious? You want to go that way? You want to apportion more blame and shift the focus now to women? Come on, guys. A human being is made up of 3 factors: your nurture, nature, and culture. Your nurture is how you were brought up, your family, how you were groomed. Your nature is who you choose to become and be. Your culture has to do with your traditions, your society. That is what culture has to do with. Now, your parents can only train you or have so much influence in your life. Your culture, society, traditions can only have so much influence as well. But your nature is entirely up to you, who you decide to become. You cannot keep blaming people and keep shifting the focus of your actions on somebody else. It is outrightly wrong. You're not going to say, because my father used to beat my mom, that is why I beat women. It is wrong. You're not going to say, because my father used to rape my mother, that is why I rape women. You owe it to yourself to go and do research. You owe it to yourself to learn more about it. Or you owe it to yourself to improve, work on your self-development. Why shouldn't I do this? How should I treat women? Why should I value women? How should I value women? These things are important because that is the first step to actually being the change. Because guess what? You don't have to be like your dad. And I'm going to relate it to the rape case. You don't have to rape. Stop changing the focus and saying, oh, women should do better, dress better, women should cover up, women should not go to men's houses. If a woman comes to your house, right, and you feel that she wants to sleep over, you feel that you don't have control, you can tell her to leave. There is nothing wrong with that. You can actually tell her to leave so that you don't end up doing something that you will regret. If a woman is dressing in a way that is tempting you, is dressing in a way that is affecting you, please walk away. You don't have to remain there. If you can't walk away, then distract yourself. Do something else. Focus on something else. You can train and discipline yourself to do that. And that is all we're just trying to say, that if more men actually took time to work on themselves, train themselves, educate themselves on the proper way to treat a woman, there will be no rape issue at all. No matter how a woman looks, no matter how she dresses, no matter what she does, whether she comes to your house or not, you will know and understand that I will not touch a woman. I will not rape her. It is important to understand that consent is key. If she does not give me the permission to do it, I will not do it because I don't own her. I'm not entitled to her. So please, take responsibility, do your part. I think I've talked a lot. I just wanted to give more clarity to this mindset, and I hope that I've been able to help you understand why, people are upset and why you shouldn't shift the focus right now. All right, so after all of this is said and done, as a child of God, I'm also going to just say some things. When you look at the world, even the Bible says it. The Bible says you have to be strong, you have to be courageous, because you will have trouble in this world. As long as Satan is the king of this world, you will always have tribulations. But the Bible says you should fear not, because you have overcome the world as a child. As long as you believe in a higher being up there protecting you, watching you, then you should know that our whole lives is definitely in the hands of God. As a human being, or as human beings, we can only do so much, and doing so much means showing support, using your voice. You can't say, oh, this does not affect me, I don't care. Or you won't say, because I don't live in America, I don't care about what's happening. It's not about America versus Nigeria. It's about Black people living in America. Showing care and concern is important. It's very important, because that's just what makes you human. Please, I encourage you to show support in every way you can. Sign petitions, donate, keep spreading awareness, keep educating people, help people to have a better understanding of what is happening, because at the end of the day, we are stronger together, and the only way we can truly create the change we seek is to do our part, is to take responsibility. Okay? All right. Thank you, guys. Share your thoughts with me. What do you think? And one last thing, I am going to be sharing a video Salem King from Instagram. I'll be leaving his handle shared with us, and it is a video about consent. Just a fun cartoon illustration about understanding what consent really means, right? So I'll be leaving the link to the video below. It's just to educate more people about what this really means in a really simple, easy, relatable way. And I also want to commend Bed Pictures, for taking responsibility and doing his part. Honestly, he has made a huge fan right here, and that is why I'm going to be promoting his YouTube channel. I'm going to leave the link below. If you're into wedding photography or you want to learn how to just take dope, amazing pictures, please go subscribe to his channel. Yes, I'm going to promote him because we need more men like him. We don't hate men. We are just saying we want you to do better. We want you to take responsibility. What he did, calling out his fellow man, is just what we are asking you guys to do. I don't think that's too much for you to do. We are not trying to say men don't get raped, but please, that is not the focus.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing.